Since 2008, when the Bus Rapid Transit BRT commenced operation, it has enjoyed a lot of praise. But little do people realize that the BRT is just the first step in a bigger plan to make travel and commuting in Lagos a delightful one.
Yes, under Lamata's Lagos Urban Transport Project, the Bus Rapid Transit is just one step in reducing poverty by creating more employment, reducing road traffic by creating alternative road options, and in making you pay less for a travel experience. For a full picture, stay tuned. I am Obafemi Craig.
I am Kate Harmony. Up next is a news update.
Welcome to the news on Lamata FR. The Blue Line Rail project from Okokomaiko to Marina is on course, the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority Lamata has said. In a statement, Lamata said the rail project is currently moving towards Marina from the National Theatre. According to the statement, the 27-kilometer railroad is being implemented in phases, with the first phase between Mile 2 and the National Theatre substantially completed. The second phase, which is between the National Theatre and the Marina, is currently under construction and is progressing according to plan. The other phases will take it from Mile 2 to Okokomaiko, where a stabling yard will be built for the rail project, which is expected to move over 400,000 passengers daily. As part of its commitment to promoting safety along the Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT Extension Corridor, the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority Lamata has approved new communication materials for safety campaign along the corridor, with the erection of safety messages at strategic locations along the corridor. According to the agency, beyond the provision of good public transport infrastructure, the safety and well-being of the people using the road must also be considered. It has been noticed that road users along the corridor are gradually turning the road into a racetrack, thereby endangering their lives and that of other road users. Some of the safety messages which are meant to arouse the safety consciousness of road users read: don't drive against oncoming traffic, don't pick passengers on the main road, don't use your phone while driving, and stop reckless driving. Lamata appealed to road users to observe the messages and continue to obey traffic rules and regulations along the corridor as construction work is nearing completion. That's been the news update.
Basically, what Lamata does is to coordinate public transportation in Lagos State, and we came up with a transport master plan.
Developed together with the World Bank, the objective of this plan is finding long-lasting solutions for the problem of transportation in Lagos. Currently under its first steps of development, the plan has already proven itself a big success, dramatically increasing the connectivity in a city in continuous expansion and enjoying an unparalleled demographic and economic growth.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth, to improve the quality of life, to improve the standard of living, and to make Lagos a vibrant and livable city in years to come.
Lamata, think transport.
Lamata unfolded the Lagos Urban Transport Project, which has given birth to a number of transport projects like the Mile 12 to CMS Bus Rapid Transit BRT system. And it's working to make transportation like what obtains in top cities in the world. Joining us today is Olutayo Orekoya, Director of Corporate and Investment Planning, to discuss the topic Lagos Urban Transport Project. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my great pleasure. Thank you very much.
The Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority Lamata was established to implement the Lagos Urban Transport Project with the technical support of the World Bank. Lamata is now at the second phase of the LUTP. What is the LUTP all about?
Thank you very much. I'd like to say that while you're right that Lamata is the implementing institution for LUTP, Lamata actually does much more than that. It is the state government institution for planning, franchising and regulating the transport system, the public transport system across Lagos State. The LUTP, which is the Lagos Urban Transport Project, is designed to ameliorate public transport problems across the metropolis. And so we have the phase 1 of the project, which was called LUTP 1, and that had 4 project components, which included capacity building and institutional development, road network improvement, water transport promotion. We had the preparation of future phases. All these were in phase 1, which we concluded December 31st of 2010. Now, the phase 2 of LUTP is what we are on at the moment, and it has 4 project components, which is similar because it is a continuation of LUTP 1. Again, when you look at the multiplicity of issues of public transport in the Lagos metropolis, you come to realize, like the World Bank did and the Lagos State government, that these are issues that cannot be resolved within a short period of 5 years or even 10 years. And so we are currently running the LUTP2. It has 4 components, which includes institutional development and capacity building. We have improvement of public transport infrastructure and enhancement of traffic management systems. The third one actually is improvement of the road network of the state metropolitan area, as well as project management and systems monitoring.
Okay, but then we know that you must have made a success of the LUTP1. Could you please recount the successes of the LUTP1 and how far you've gone with the LUTP2?
Thank you. Yes, for us, we can say that LUTP1 was a success, and of course, that was why the World Bank was willing to proceed to LUTP2. Not only that, the World Bank actually has made LUTP as a flagship project in sub-Saharan Africa, and today, Lamata and LUTP has become like a model, which is being exported to other countries within the continent of Africa and outside of Africa. Exactly. Indeed, we have quite a number of delegations from various organizations within Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, and also, outside of Africa, and have been coming to see how we were able to implement LUTP. Now, not only that, for LUTP2, the French Development Agency, AFD, actually decided, because of the success, to partner with the World Bank. And also we received a grant from the Global Environmental Facility, to implement the phase 2. These were based on the success achieved under LUTP1. Now, talking about achievements, I like to say that we measure our achievements particularly based on outcomes. And I'd like to look at the project components. Talking about LUTP1, the capacity building initiative. Under this, we were able to achieve the full establishment of the new and fledgling organization called Lamata, with all manuals in place, engagement of professionals who are in various positions in the authority. Beyond that, we were able to enhance the capacity of transport-related agencies. We also were able to, under the road network efficiency component, develop about 27.5 kilometers of roads that were rehabilitated. Over 57 junctions were improved, apart from the roads that we also had periodic maintenance carried out. We also were able, through the feasibility study put together under the project for the BRT project, to put together the Lagos Bus Rapid Transit project, the first of its kind also in Sub-Saharan Africa. We also put together the bus franchise scheme, which is currently running. Beyond that, we're able to prepare for the future phases. And this is apart from, the jetties that we put together, 4 of them before we water transportation was ceded to LASWA. We improved the water jetties in Yafin, Ekpeme, Jego Egba, etc. Under the preparation for future phases, we were able to put together a strategic transport master plan for the state that takes public transportation development to the year 2020. Indeed, under phase 2 now, we are expanding and extending that to year 2030. Now, also under LUTP 1, we were able to put together the feasibility study and also start the Lagos Rail Mass Transit project, which now has the blue line and the red line that we are currently working on.
Okay, now let us highlight specific projects that have been implemented under the second phase of the LUTP, and how have these impacted transportation in Lagos State?
Yeah, thank you very much. When we talk about LUTP 2, I must say that the flagship program of LUTP 2 actually is the extension of the BRT from Mile 12 to Ikorodu town. And under this, we have the program divided into 3 sections. We have the urban section 1, the rural section, and also urban section 2. Urban section 1 is from Mile 12 to Ajegunle, the rural section from Ajegunle to Majidun, and then urban section 2 from Majidun to Ikorodu town. Now, infrastructure works is going on these 3 programs. Now, when we want to measure impact, we will measure impact by the key performance indicators, which are the outcomes that we have set for the project.
So which is?
These would include time saved by the commuters, in which case we're able to measure what we have as baseline before the project was started. And then by the time we finish, and then the BRT is now being operated along that corridor, we measure to be able to see how long does it take for you to now commute from Ikorodu right through to CMS. Now, we also measure money saved, because part of our initiative is to ensure that the average Lagosian has more money in his pocket, even as he disposes part of his income on public transport. So we want to be able, you to be able to reduce the percentage of your disposable income that is expended on public transport. So again, beyond that, we want to be able to measure comfort, how comfortable it is, and then what are the direct and indirect benefits to beneficiaries across that corridor. That is in terms of employment generated. We also want to be able to measure the impact in terms of what percentage of the commuters that own private cars but drop their private cars to be able to come on public transport. And then we also want to measure what percentage of emissions we have been able to lower in order to enhance the well-being, the health of the citizens.
I guess so the successes are too numerous to mention. It is good to recount successes, but then rating is also important. And we are aware that you are partnering with some of these international organizations like the World Bank and the AFD, that's the French Development Agency. But really want to know, how have you been rated?
Well, I think I did mention earlier and I just want to say with every sense of modesty that the LUTP and Lamata has become a source of pride to the World Bank. I recall that the chief executive of Lamata has had quite a number of invitations all over the world to make presentations, and the World Bank brandishes Lamata and LUTP as a model of success. Even beyond that, I mean, we've had courses to go to places like Algeria to make presentation on how to start a model public transport authority, and I mean, next week we'll also be in Morocco, because the World Bank has seen this and they appreciate what we're doing. Indeed, the country director introduced Lamata as a center of excellence during the last week's program. And it's not even surprising that even on financial management, we'd actually received a certificate of performance from the World Bank, indicating that yes, this is one of the projects that they could actually be proud of.
How do you ensure sustainability if the World Bank decides not to fund your projects?
What we have done is we have put in place the Strategic Transport Master Plan, which goes beyond even now. It goes up to 2020 currently, and then we have extended it to year 2030. Now, don't forget, there is no way government can meet every requirement of public transport infrastructural provision. So we are also looking at, PPP arrangements, which is currently ongoing. Under the rail project, the Blue Line, of course, you have the public-private partnerships where government provides infrastructure for the Blue Line, and of course, the operations and also provision of rolling stocks are provided by the private sector. So we've been able to identify pipeline projects, we've been able to identify the financial implications, and then we have been able to strategize on how to raise funding, both from government and from the private sector, to ensure sustainability in our project's finance. So really, I must say this, even today, the fund provided by the World Bank by way of credit is actually back to about 20-23%, while the state government and other initiatives account for about 80% thereabout, as against what it was when we started LUTP1, which was the reverse. So we've been able to turn that around. So the question of sustainability is what we are living in even as we speak now.
Okay, if you were to rate the implementation of the two LUTPs based on the targets that you have set for yourself, where would you say you are now?
Yes, I must say that we are on LUTP2, like we did indicate, and we are currently providing infrastructure that's along the Mile 12 corridor. But beyond that, we are also doing road projects. Wemco Road is being funded under LUTP2, the current Wemco Road, of course, which is being dualized, with street lights, with,
bicycle
lane and all that. We have Akeradeshola, which we're also working on. We also have Lishabi Akpata Road that has been completed already. And then beyond that, we've also carried out studies to ensure that we're able to have monitoring stations to limit emissions by public transport vehicles and vehicles generally. We have also been able to provide employment, both direct and indirect employment, through these projects. Now, when it comes to the outcome, particularly of the flagship of LUTP2, that will come when we complete the project, and also we are able to now measure the impact. Don't forget, the Lagos Rail Mass Transit also, the Blue Line, was financed, the studies was financed under LUTP. And of course, the infrastructure work of, a part of that corridor is being completed as we speak. And then, of course, these will bring a lot of benefits to the people of Lagos.
Well, This is Lamata Afar. If you just tuned in, our audience will now share their thoughts with our guest when we return. Do please stay with us and don't go away.
Welcome back. It's still Lamata Half Hour, and it's been an insightful conversation with Olutayo Orekoya, Director Corporate Planning and Investment, Lamata, on the topic Lagos Urban Transport Project. And it's really nice to have you here to share your thoughts and your questions. Can we have your questions now?
What are the benefits of World Bank collaborating with Lamata?
The World Bank, as a multilateral institution devoted to ensuring that there is reduction in poverty, that is poverty alleviation, and also there is increased prosperity, has partnered with Lamata since inception in 2003. And this has been in terms of funding by way of credit, as well as technical assistance. We see ourselves as partners, not a master-servant relationship.
Where do we see Lamata in 6 years?
What is important for us is to have people that are able to live happily, commute happily, that are able to spend less on public transport, have affordable transportation, have effective, affordable, integrated, multimodal transport that makes them happy.
Well, to our wonderful audience, we say thank you for being part of our program here today. Before you leave us, can you please share a parting thought on the topic with us?
I must say that for us at Lamata, providing effective, integrated, multimodal public transport system that works is a task that must be done. We think transport, and we want to ensure that Lagosians are able to have a comfortable public transport system. It's been our pleasure serving, and we will continue to serve. We will continue to improve the standards of living through public transport in Lagos.
Would like to thank you for coming on the show today.
My great pleasure. Thank you very much.
The program continues after the break.
Ohun tí àlejò wa bá wa sọ lórí ètò wa tòní ni wípé iléeṣẹ́ Lamata máa rí dájú wípé àpapọ̀ ètò ọkọ̀ tí ó dára fún ìlú Èkó ó di ṣíṣe. Wọ́n fi ń dá wa lójú wípé iléeṣẹ́ Lamata máa rí dájú wípé àwọn ará Èkó gbádùn ètò ọkọ̀ tí yóò mú ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ wá fún wọn pẹ̀lú ìdánilójú wípé àwọn yóò jẹ́ kí ètò ọkọ̀ dára jù báyìí lọ ní ìlú Èkó.
Our visitor today don't talk say the koko work for Lamata na to make our road, our BRT, our railway, plus other orishirishi dem wey dey for public transport better for Lagos State. He can't talk say they must to make sure say everybody for Eko go enjoy better public transport. We go make life jolly for all of us.
It is your questions, comments, suggestions and observations that keep us on our toes and help us serve you best. So, reach us with them on any of the following. I'm sure you are excited about the Lagos Urban Transport Project and its goals for the transport system in Lagos. But we need your cooperation to make it work.
And I'll put that in Vera Nazarian's words. A choir is made up of many voices, yours and mine. We'll start the song, but you have to sing along. Lamata.
Sing transport! Eko Akete, Lagos, my home. With Lamata, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes, modern rail lines, pedestrian bridges,